Hi guys, welcome to another basement review by Diminias, and today we're going to talk about One Piece chapter 720, and we pick up where we left off with Luffy beating Bloxy, beating Jin Chao, finally destroying the platform in the middle of the arena by doing so, and basically demonstrating his strength to the entire Coliseum. And then we quickly go over A, B, and C block winners, say, oh, yes, kind of give that feel like they're in the arena and everybody's cheering for them type deal. And as soon as Luffy comes out of the ring, Cavendish attacks him with his sword, and Luffy is able to block the sword by pinning it between his two hands. And he's basically like, dude, I really don't want to fight anymore. I'm kind of tired. But then something interesting happens. We see the winner from Block B, I believe, basically has hero worship for Luffy. Somebody happens to make some comments like, I could have saved my brother if he was at Marineford. Like, dude, do you remember what Marineford looked like? That was a fucking war zone. And the winner of Block B happens to be, like I say, a big hero worshiper of Luffy. And we find out it's to the point where he can't even really approach him and talk to him. But he gets angry at this guy who questions Luffy and basically uses his power on him. So it's kind of interesting. Then Jin Chao shows up and wants to thank Luffy for giving back his little cone head shape. And basically says he can't resent Garp anymore and he can't resent Luffy, obviously. And he does something interesting. He basically puts his whole fleet under Luffy's wing, as he calls it, but I'm guessing he's able to command Jin Chao's fleet if he chooses to, which is pretty cool. Basically, Luffy has somebody swear fealty to him, and Luffy doesn't even care. Luffy goes running off as Jin Chao basically uses his signature move, I think what's on accident because he hasn't had his cone for so long, as he's bowing down to say, thank you for doing this, even though it probably was not intended. He happens to attack Luffy, which is interesting and kind of shows just how powerful Jin Chao was as a pirate, and still is, really. Then Rebecca grabs Luffy and drags him away, basically saying, dude, you have a ton of enemies. You need somebody to be your friend. Luffy happens to go by Burgess, the winner of Block A, and pirate from Blackbeard's crew. And Burgess happens to have a Den Den Mushi with him. And lo and behold, it's Blackbeard basically taunting Luffy, saying, we're going to take the Mera Mera fruit, and it's going to be like Ace is on our crew again. Or, well, not again, but like Ace joined my crew. He already turned me down once, but this will make up for it. No big deal. Basically, Luffy says, I'm not going to let you do that. Obviously, that's why he joined the tournament. And Rebecca continues to basically grab and pull Luffy along when Luffy decides he's going to go get some food. And Rebecca ends up paying for his food and emptying her pockets to buy him food. And Rebecca brings him down to a place where it looks like prison cells, obviously. And you can tell something's fishy because you just don't bring somebody to someplace that looks like a prison. So Rebecca basically gets kind of cozy and stuff like that with Luffy, and all of a sudden the convicts grab Luffy, try and pin him up against the wall, and she's about to kill Luffy. But obviously, you can't kill Luffy with these kind of tactics. Luffy is going to beat you. And he ends up biting somebody's arm to get free, bends his body to dodge her attack, and then basically pins her down against the ground. And I think it's a absolutely hilarious scene because Luffy's basically taking a big bite of it, the chicken that he's got in his mouth, and looking down at her like, yes, your breasts look nice. So I thought that was hilarious. I broke out laughing when I saw it. I hope you guys did too. But after that, we kind of get Rebecca's backstory. She's a convict. She's fighting to free the prisoners within these cells. And, they get a look inside the cells, and you see all these guys wrapped in bandages and missing arms, missing limbs, just in very sad shape. Obviously, not going to make it very long in the arena. And then they kind of explain Doflamingo's dark side, as well as, that's the thing. Doflamingo makes Dressrosa look very, wow, this is a great place. It's amazing, But the toys obviously have a dark side. The little gnomes, or whatever you want to call them, also have a dark side. And here you go. Here's your third dark side. You have people fighting to the death, missing arms, missing legs, limbs, everything, just so they can live a normal life. So it obviously, Luffy's the kind of guy that is going to take this personally. He's not going to like Doflamingo, and this is just going to add to the fire that is Luffy. Even though his fire burns extremely cool, he's going to remember this, and when it's time to do something about it, he's going to bring it up. When he's fighting Doflamingo, this is going to come up. And Luffy forgives Rebecca for trying to kill him, understanding her reasons pretty well, and Rebecca goes on to explain that she knows the soldier, and that he's been protecting her for a while now, it seems, and that she wants to do something about this, do something about Doflamingo before Mr. Soldier has to do something, so that Mr. Soldier doesn't have to sacrifice either his life or anybody else's life. She wants to handle it. She wants to stop being protected, which is kind of the whole theme of One Piece in the first place. Not the whole theme, but it's a theme in One Piece. So, and that's where we leave off the chapter, where she's explaining where she doesn't want to be protected anymore. And Luffy's the kind of guy who is going to take this and go, it's okay to be protected once in a while, but I understand why you want to be strong. And he's definitely going to bring her along on this little trip, because she'll probably win Block D. So, overall, definitely a setup chapter. Nobody's going to doubt that in their mind. But here's my problem, is we've been focusing on Luffy for 2 chapters now. What's happening with Law? What's happening with Zoro? What's happening with Nami and those guys? We have a lot of other areas that we could explore, and we haven't seen one lick of them. So I'm hoping now that we've established Rebecca's backstory and that Luffy definitely has a reason to fight in these arena tournaments now. Not just the Mara fruit, but for something else. That maybe it's time we show the other crew members of the Straw Hat crew. Because I'm more interested in what they're doing at this point than what Luffy's doing. And that's because Luffy really was drawn into a trap. While the other crew members know what they're trying to accomplish and are moving forward with that plan. While Luffy is just completely stagnant now. So I have to say it was an okay episode. definitely average. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you didn't enjoy the video, do whatever the hell you want. If you guys want to talk about the chapter, please leave comments. I will definitely reply back, and we'll get some opinions flying around. So otherwise, guys, take it easy. Have a good night.